Hello, my name is Katarína BELANOVÁ. I am from the Faculty of National Economy, Department of Finance, and I would like to introduce my paper. So I'm going to use the presentation. I'm going to open it. Okay, so as you can see, the title of my paper is Legal Form of Businesses of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises in the Slovak Republic. The aim of the article is to characterize the development and frequency of individual legal forms of small and medium-sized enterprises in the Slovak Republic through analysis. SMEs represent the most numerous segment of the business sphere and contribute significantly to the country's economy. The dynamic development of SMEs is one of the basic conditions for the healthy economic development of the country. Currently, there are ongoing discussions about the need for changes in the basic characteristics of legal standards so that they better correspond to the needs of businesses in practice. In Slovakia, a term enterprise is understood from the broad point of view in accordance with the Commission recommendation from 2003 as any entity engaged in economic activity irrespective of its legal form. So that means that it includes not only legal persons but also natural persons. And we apply the size categories of enterprises resulting from this recommendation. So the following three criteria are considered when defining a SME: staff headcount. Staff headcount is the most important size criterion which must always be met. And it's the criterion of employment or number of workers. And it's supplemented by two other financial criteria of which the company must meet at least one of them, namely annual turnover and or annual balance sheet amount. So currently, entrepreneurs in our country have the option of choosing from many legal forms of business. An entrepreneur in the Slovak Republic can operate as a natural person or as a legal person. Forms, how can he do business as an individual, are listed here. And when you run a business as a legal entity, you can be a trading company or cooperative or a legal entity established under European Union law. And generally, a sole proprietorship is the most frequently used form of business for a natural person, while for a legal person, it is a limited liability company. And it is confirmed by the data in this table. Basic quantitative indicators characterizing the state of the SME sector include their number. According to the data of the Statistical Office of the Slovak Republic, there was an increase in the number of small and medium-sized enterprises in 2022. and the most dynamic increase in numbers occurred in the group of micro enterprises with less than 10 employees. This is a very important table which shows that in the structure of SMEs, according to legal forms, natural persons prevail despite the previous continuous decline. I mean, they decreased from 2010 until 2020. Yes. Even though the number of SMEs legal persons increased year on year, as you can see in the table, their share in the total number of SMEs decreased in 2022. Analyzing the impact of the pandemic on the number of SMEs, natural persons, we can conclude that in 2020, after the previous increase, the number of active natural persons decreased. Yes, it decreased. The decrease was mainly due to the lower number of sole proprietors as the most important legal form within this group of SMEs. Subsequently, the growth rate of the number of entrepreneurs doing business as natural persons reached some 11% between 2020 and 2021. And this is the most dynamic year-on-year growth since 1992. Behind the year-on-year growth of natural persons, entrepreneurs, is the revival of sole proprietors who, with the help of appropriate legislation, including the electronization of public administration, can respond to improved conditions relatively quickly and flexibly. And the data confirm the significant sensitivity of entrepreneurs to deterioration or improvement of the business environment due to the gradual introduction or relaxation of anti-pandemic measures. On the other hand, as you can see, the coronavirus crisis did not stop the growth of the number of SMEs, legal persons, in 2020. SMEs, legal persons, experienced a slight decrease in numbers in 2021 and growth again in 2022. In the group of SMEs doing business as natural persons, legal persons, entrepreneurs, the dominant representation of sole proprietors has persisted for a long time. In 2022, they made up 93.3%. And from the total number of natural persons, the highest representation according to the number of employees was in the category of micro enterprises and in the category of small entrepreneurs. In the structure of natural persons by sector, 4 sectors make up an important part, namely construction, business services, trade, and industry. The interest of natural persons, entrepreneurs, in doing business in other sectors is significantly lower. The industry structure of sole proprietors copies the structure of all natural persons, entrepreneurs. And among SMEs legal entities, the business services sector is most represented, followed by trade, industry, transport, information and communication activities, and construction. In 2022, the least number of SMEs legal entities did business in agriculture and in the accommodation and catering industry. From the point of view of individual legal forms of SMEs legal entities, In 2022, limited liability companies were represented to the greatest extent in the number. Although women in Slovakia account for more than half of the total population, the dominant position of men remains in the performance of entrepreneurial activity. Women are active only among people running businesses in the form of person conducting a business on the basis of an authorization other than a trade license. Regarding the age structure, the highest representation of active natural persons in terms of age has long been in a category from 40 to 49. When we compare it with European Union countries, Slovakia is characterized by a high representation of entrepreneurs in younger age groups. And regarding where are they active? In 2021, the largest number of SMEs doing business in the legal form of a natural person were located in the Prešovsky, Žilina and Bratislava regions. And in the case of SMEs doing business as legal entities or enterprises, the territory of the Bratislava region was more attractive. Okay, so my conclusion is that the structure of small and medium-sized enterprises in Slovakia, according to legal forms, it is characterized by a predominant share of natural persons or self-employed persons or entrepreneurs. And regarding the development in 2020, after the previous increase, the number of active natural persons decreased. The decrease was mainly due to the lower number of sole proprietors as the most important legal form within this group of SMEs. In the following years, the number of natural persons increased again. On the other hand, the coronavirus crisis did not stop the growth of the number of small and medium-sized enterprises, legal persons in 2020. SMEs legal persons experienced a slight decrease in numbers in 2021 and growth again in 2022. The sectoral structure of SMEs legal persons is characterized by the most significant representation of the service sector. And natural persons are mostly active in the construction industry. From the point of view of the structure of SMEs, by ownership, privately owned SMEs clearly dominate. The dominant position of men remains in the performance of business activity. And Slovakia is characterized by a higher representation of entrepreneurs in younger age group. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. My email address is katarína.belanova@euba.sk. Okay.